Wow. You want to do your catchphrase?
Hi, everybody. I am glad that you are here with us for Project Bring Me to Life tonight. So I invite you to wake up and shine on with us.
Wonderful. So tonight we were going to do an interview with the realist idealist. And thank you, Samantha, for the reference. He seems like a very amazing guy doing a lot of amazing things. And we were talking with him, and due to some TDs, touchdowns, as David would say, unfortunately, due to some touchdowns, we had to reschedule. But I think that's
technical difficulties, not touchdowns.
Right. I think that's a good thing, because we are in the process right now of reformatting how we do the podcast and how we do the interviews. So next week, April 28th, we are interviewing Sean Kramer, and he's going to tell us about how he became a monk for 20 years. And that may be one of the last live interviews for a while.
Right, because we're going to get a little bit more serious and try to incorporate some actual sound and video clips, which is a little better for us to do when we're not live. And we just want to be able to give you guys the best quality possible. So we still plan on posting on Tuesdays from what we gather, and joining you guys in the chat room as long as we can, and keeping everything still popping. It's just going to be a little bit less of a live interview.
Yeah. So we will publish them. They will be published on Project Bring Me to Life at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And that will be the first place we release it before anywhere else. And also give us a chance while we're, all listening to the podcast. We will get a chance to hang out in the chat room with you guys and watch with you guys.
Yeah, we really enjoy having a live chat room. So we still want to have a designated time to launch it. And like you said, we just want to be able to join you guys and keep the conversation flowing and grow the family bigger and better, and just better quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, better quality. And what we mean by better quality is, if you know the term post-production, basically movies, they will go through, they record all the scenes that they need to record, and then they'll go into post-production, which is when they change. You'll notice if you record a clip in a movie, it looks different than when it's finished. That's because they go back and they add a little bit of this, a little bit of that to polish it up. And with the podcast, we're doing the in-person interview or the face-to-face interview. And with that, we're also including things like advertisements, which will help us to generate some funds for our 5-year plan. It will allow us to implement music, which is one thing that people have said is the one thing that the podcast could use, is music. So by doing it this way, if we have a musician on, we can take a break and play one of their music videos. And it won't look like second-hand quality, because it will be, first-hand quality, and it will improve the overall quality of the podcast. And after we do that, after we publish it on Project Bring Me Life, Tuesday, 8 p.m., like always, we want to keep that going. Then we'll hand it over to our friend Nick Meter, who is the fourth podcast, and he's going to share it on Reality Sandwich and Disinfo, which, each time he's done that for us, it's been featured on the front page, and it's gotten over 200 views each time. So by adding this post-production value, adding this, polished quality to it, we're looking to get over 500 for each podcast. And I think that's really doable with the new format.
Yeah, for sure. And it'll just make it sound better too when we transfer it to Spreaker so that you guys can download it and take it wherever you want. Share us with your friends, and it's just all around an upgrade. We've been slowly upgrading and trying to go full force, but with as many projects as we have going at once, it's been a mission, been a bigger project than we even ever anticipated Project Roomie Life to be, but it is growing strong, and it's got some good roots, and we are grateful for all of your attention that you've gave us with all of our live shows and patience with our technical difficulties, which will also help you get rid of some of the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I mean, we enjoyed having aliens appear a couple times and getting disconnected and having all those kinds of fun adventures, but we're just trying to move it forward.
Yeah, so pretty much say goodbye to all the
Junk.
touchdowns.
I don't like touchdowns.
Okay. All the technical difficulties. Say bye-bye to those because you won't be seeing those on the podcast anymore.
That's right. And speaking of the 5-year plan, did you want to discuss a little bit more about what our 5-year plan is and why we're headed towards that?
Sure. Well, the end goal of the 5-year plan is to have a school here teaching about spirituality, metaphysics, holistic health, and this is going to be a school in between Detroit, Michigan, and Asheville, North Carolina, two of the most booming spiritual communities in my personal opinion. And to be right smack dab in the middle will create a bridge between those two communities, and I think it's really important. Also, it's super beautiful. It's so gorgeous here.
It's really pretty. Not venturing out very much until the past couple years, I never realized how beautiful this area really was and how grateful I really am for growing up in such a beautiful space. So I really urge any of you that have been talking about coming to visit us out in our little neck of the woods to really get out here to the East Coast and make an adventure of it. And we would love to help you out along the way. So, and also what our 5-year plan is, we're really trying to become like a 501c3 or something along those lines so we can become a nonprofit and really get that school going. That's something we're aiming to do within the next year or so that we can get those funds and get moving forward. And we just are working on campaigns to build our network and our community. And we always urge you that if you have anyone that you would like to recommend, send them our way, give them our email, show them the website. We are always looking for new artists and musicians and writers and a little bit of whatever. And we're also looking to advertise elsewhere. So if you have a magazine or a podcast or a show that is looking for advertisers and you think that it'd be a good match for us to kind of coordinate with them, it'd be really good to reach out because we want to advertise, they want to advertise, and we want to reach the same people. So help us reach outside of the current community we're already in.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that would be very appreciated. So yeah, I guess getting a little bit more detailed into the 5-year plan, the start of the official Project Bring Me Life, business launch will be in September of this year, and that's when we plan to, start the operations. And then we have this, plan to do a fundraiser in Indiegogo, so we can start off with a little bit of cash and use that cash to improve, our tools that we're using to
our studio, as well as we're trying to plan like small events. We would like to do like a small healing tour of sorts to just get out in our community and help as much as possible.
Yeah, that's in year 3. So first year will be operation start September, and then that's when we do our outreach campaigns. We're trying to build our network. Year 2 we start to plan our tour, our healing tour through the Midwest, between Detroit and Asheville, the area that we're talking about, and hosting events with spirituality, metaphysics, holistic health, and also music from our collection of musicians that we have. So that will come in year 3. Year 2 is us planning it. We're doing fundraisers for it in year 2, and then year 3 we're hoping to actually have that manifest.
Yeah, and if you'd like to be a part of that, or if you have ideas that you would like to throw our way, we're welcome to ideas and just trying to build that team up, because it's going to take more than just us to fulfill that dream.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Calling out to our street teamers that are with us every week in the chat room and so on.
Yes, definitely. And throughout this tour, throughout this campaign, our we're promoting the end goal of the 5-year plan, the school. So with the tour, we're teaching all this stuff, we're doing these things. That's great, but we're doing it to help us generate this momentum, generate this, these funds, generate these, manifestations, these seeds. With the tour, we're promoting the school. So, proceeds from this tour, a certain percentage, which we will define later, will go to that school, and we're looking to raise at the end of 5 years around $300,000 to $400,000.
Yeah, schools aren't cheap, but we are determined, and we believe dreams can come true. So can miracles and manifestations.
Oh, yeah, law of attraction.
And we're doing it. We're glad to have you guys on board.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of the 5-year plan. Some other things that are soon to be coming out. I think something you all will be very excited about. I'm very excited about the t-shirts.
T-shirts are on the way. I actually have a phone call after this podcast to manifest those t-shirts.
Yes. And are they going to be tie-dye?
From what I gather, they're going to be tie-dye with our logo. It's the little Project for Midlife guy with his hands up on them. So we're working with Nomies, and they are awesome. Yeah. I believe there's more to that name, but they usually go by Nomies. And shout out to Ray and Chris, who will be helping us manifest those.
Yeah. Ray Coleman is actually one of our artists.
Mm-hmm.
So
he does some really cool sacred geometry, as well as his tie-dyes and hats, of course. So.
Yeah. So look out for those t-shirts coming up. We're going to be, offering those up for, a certain amount. And then those proceeds, like I said, will go to our plan and go to manifesting all these things that we're talking about here. Another thing which you might notice to the left of the chat room is my new meditation CD that I am releasing on Thursday. So this is my very first ever published meditation CD. I'm
super excited.
A little bit of it here. You can see that. Welcome to meditation, Selomon. And then open it up here. Whoa. Whoa. And then you can see there's the CD. Welcome to meditation. And I have four meditations on here. It's about an hour and 10 minutes long. And the first meditation on here is the mindfulness meditation. And I learned a lot about this meditation while I was doing my research on meditation. And lo and behold, there's so many amazing benefits to it, such as reducing stress, better sleep quality, all these things that I decided to make a part of the CD. And it's the longest meditation at 24 minutes and 22 seconds. And while I was listening to the meditation, because I had to make music for it, I composed all the music for the meditations. And so I was listening to the meditation while composing the music. And I was actually really blown away by how well done the mindfulness meditation turned out.
Yeah, you've been channeling the meditations and putting them together for quite some time now. And right before the podcast, you said I was really excited, but I am, because I've felt the excitement building in you as you finish one. And usually you work on them when I'm not around. So when I come home and you're like, I got a meditation done, I can feel the positive vibrations just radiating off of it. And I am so excited for our viewers to hear what you've been working on, because I've heard bits and pieces of it in the making, and it is just awesome. And I'm not usually a meditation person, but they are very calming.
Yeah. These ones I actually did my research before I did the meditation. The meditations I have on YouTube are ones that I did spontaneously. And the CD, I actually did the work, did the research, and made sure that it was professional. So there's that mindfulness meditation, which we go through 3 different scans. We scan the body sensations, we scan the emotions, and we scan, I'm trying to think of what else we scan. We scan the mind, the thoughts, and it's really powerful. I urge you guys to check out the CD. We have a cleansing chakra meditation, which is 14 minutes and 14 seconds, and just going through the chakras, balancing them, cleansing them. Also, another one that I did a lot of research into. We do one on forgiveness, which is tremendous to allow you to move forward without any hindrances, without anything holding you back. Because there's a lot that we hold on to as humans, and that causes disease, that causes pain, it's cancerous. And by using forgiveness, we can let all that go. And it's amazing how light you will feel. It's like you actually had physical weight by holding on to these things. And once you do the forgiveness meditation, you just let go of it and you feel so light, like you're flying or floating. So that one, and then the last one is the true you is what I labeled it as. And it's basically connecting you to your soul without anything in the middle. It's just you and your soul connecting. Some people call it the higher self. If you don't like that term, that's fine. But it's just a really wonderful meditation to get you back to your roots, to get you to your true self, your soul, and then bam, you're there. So the little rundown of my meditation CD. Like I said, I've been working on it for a few months, and to have it out is very great. So I'm very excited, and I thank you for helping me.
I may have missed it because we were in the chat room, but did you tell him you made the music part?
I composed all the music, yes.
Yeah, he made all the music, and I was pretty excited about that too. And I made the artwork. One of the pictures is by Love is the Afterlife.
Yep.
That one is actually by me, the cover. I took that one. But I created the artwork, and I'm super excited and proud of it.
Nice. Yeah, so
teamwork.
That is being released on Thursday the 23rd because I have a class. I'm doing a class at Piece of Me here in Cumberland about meditation, and so I'm going to offer it to the people who attend there. And so then, if you want to order it, there's that button. It says buy now, I believe. Buy me now.
Yeah, there's a button in the left of the video, like directly to the left of the video. If you're watching on projectformemelife.com,
yeah.
It says buy now. And if you purchase the CD, you actually will have a chance to get a free meditation.
No chance. You will guaranteed get a free meditation.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. And so if you don't want to do that, if you go to selomon.wordpress.com and subscribe to my WordPress, you'll get a free meditation there. It's a meditation that I wanted to have on the CD, but it didn't make it in the end. But it's still really high quality, really beautiful meditation. And it's quiet the mind meditation, so it just allows you to sort of quiet your mind. So subscribe at selomon.wordpress.com. And if you have already subscribed and you want that meditation, just email me, chrisclawson@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook about it. And tell me that you subscribed to my blog, and I'll send you that meditation. It'll be an MP3. So
nice. You're funny. And I'm really excited that you're doing the class that you just mentioned this week at the Healing Center Piece of Me in Cumberland, Maryland. So that's going to be super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's several people that I met with last weekend when I did a full weekend of card reading sessions there. And many of them said they were going to attend. So it's going to be a good time. And if you missed it, Selomon also did a version of his meditation class couple weeks ago on the website projectbringmetolife.com, and from what I gather, you can still check that out on YouTube.
Yep, it's the I believe the Science of Meditation webinar, and that is on youtube.com/Project Bring Me to Life. I believe in the playlist classes and workshops. I think that's the playlist that it is in. So you can check that out there. It was my first online class, and I went back and listened to it. And there's there's I forget what I was gonna say.
Sorry, you got really excited. Somebody bought his CD. You got really excited.
It's the first time anybody's bought one of my meditation CDs.
There you go. You want to give a shout out?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good feelings.
That's so cool. I mean, this is something that I've worked very hard on, and to see that people are interested and would like it, then that is really amazing. So thank you very much. I send you so much gratitude, and I'm going to send you a special gift for being the very first one to purchase the meditation CD.
That is awesome. Big shout outs. That made my heart warm and fuzzy. My warm.
That made my warm.
But yeah, so big things are happening. Within the next couple months, I hope to be doing more in-person card readings as well as psychic work. And hopefully after our Muggle job disperses, I'll be able to do some personal consultations as well. So I'm really glad that we're both able to follow that dream and get those things going together.
Yes. So it's very good night. We've been a little grumpy, but it feels good. And so we do have the solar flare update and the cosmic energy forecast and Shannon's card reading, Shantastic Shine's card reading here. So is there anything that you wanted to mention or talk about before we went to the cosmic energy forecast, space weather?
I'm just excited. The website's been updated. If you've been missing for a couple weeks, which a couple of you have been, check that out. We still want to get the forums going. That would be really cool.
Yes. Ooh.
Go for it.
Yes. So there's this story that I have on the PBM12 forums. At the top of our homepage, it says there's a button, PBM12 forums. You click that, and I believe there's RPG, the RPG section. If you go there, there's a story that I have started. It's just a basic start to it. But basically, humanity developed technology to travel to different planets. And so far, humanity has found 4 planets with intelligent life, with civilizations on it. And so I open it up for anybody who wants to take part in this story. If you want to be a character in the story, I'm opening it up for you to create your own character and create your own bio. And then we're going to, post back and forth about what our characters are doing. And I just came up with this character for it. I'm not sure what planet he's going to be on yet, but basically he's like half tree, half human being. And
sounds like Groot.
It's sort of like Groot, but more, it's like Groot meets Avatar. That's what it looked like. And his name is Gabe Suntree. And so I'm, in some of my spare time, I'm just writing a little bit here and there about the story. But it's a very, very unique story about how he came to be born. And I urge you all to take part in this RPG because it's going to be super epic. And, maybe at the end, I would like to publish it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I think it's a really good idea for those who join us for the serious talk and the spirituality to adventure with us into the fantasy realm.
Yeah, it's just it's nice. It's using your imagination. It's kind of like D&D if you played that, or it's just like using your imagination is so wonderful, and imagination is so powerful to manifesting things on this earth. So by taking part in the story, you're working out your imagination.
That's right. And there's many other awesome topics too, but it is really important to work out your imagination. You got so much energy for running on no sleep.
Well, it's because Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha, you just made his night. Number one.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She is. Pretty excited about that too.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I feel like there was something else I was going to share.
We were talking about the forums and the website updated.
Yeah. There's also a button on the front page now where you can easily see the card readings. So if you miss them or you just want to examine the cards a little better, you can check that out.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Well, I have something to add. I've been talking with a writer on Twitter, sending messages on Twitter. It's funny because you can only send like 200 character message on Twitter, but we're talking with her about coming on to Project Bring Me Life starting in June to write an article each month for Project Bring Me Life that we will, put in that front page news feed.
Yeah. And I would like to open that too, because we have that front page spot for outside articles, and that includes other people's blogs and things like that. So we need to find a couple more interested writers. That's an interesting face.
Sorry. So yeah, I had about an hour and a half. Well,
not even.
I came back and was trying to sleep for 2 hours before getting up for another job, and I just had to keep getting up to go to the bathroom.
Waking me up too.
But I feel like I have more energy than, you've seen more sleeping than I do.
Some good vibes, but I'm sleepy because the sun is in Aries and Taurus. It's not good for Leo.
Yeah, so were you curious to get into that cosmic energy?
Jump into that. That way people know what I'm talking about.
All right. Let's get into that cosmic energy forecast.
Awesome. While he's getting that ready, I just want to thank you all again in the chat room, because you all make my night and make me smile. And sometimes I get distracted from the web show, but it's totally cool because you guys are awesome. Yeah.
Cosmic energy forecast. Engage.
Working on it. Awesome. So he's going to go ahead and pull that up. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing. This week's forecast for April 20th through the 25th is very torn energy for many of us, depending on our signs. There's a major sign change and a trine in a practical signs, making this a very productive week for many earth and air signs, and a very slow week for many fire and water signs. On Monday, the sun shifted from Aries to Taurus, which means it's generally a good time to put things together so that they have time to grow. With the sun in Taurus, it's methodical, sensual, and receptive, and the sun in Taurus is most active when it's defending or resisting things. Also, as the sun moves through Taurus, it's a good time for plants to take root. Our determination and security needs are growing stronger, and Taurus is just in general loyal to all that is familiar and values longevity. The shadow side of Taurus is its possessiveness and bullheadedness. And that's a little bit of information actually from Cafe Astrology. Now on to a little bit more of personal. I can go and say that we also have Mars and Mercury in Taurus as well. With Mercury, this means that our thinking is very down to earth as we get grounded and work on communicating with each other more. Where Mars, it means that we're very determined and stubborn at the same time, yet passive at what we're doing. Jupiter is in Leo, Venus is in Gemini, and Saturn is in Sagittarius. Also, Uranus is in Aries. So most of the planets are kind of hanging out, except for the first 3 I mentioned. Wednesday is looking to be the highlight of the week and a strong day for generating good vibrations, goodwill, and openness. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Where Friday may be a better day to take some self-time and steer clear of others while making adjustments in your own world if possible. So,
nice.
Yeah, Friday's going to be a chill out day.
I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
Can't get away from me. The moon was just in the new moon phase on Saturday into Sunday, where it also changed signs, shifting from Gemini into Pluto, shifting into Gemini while in a trine with Pluto, sorry. And the moon will be void of course again on Wednesday before changing signs into Cancer on Thursday, and then again Friday as it shifts into Leo on Saturday. So that Leo moon's gonna make people a little bit fierce, so I think that's part of the reason it's a good chance to just kind of steer clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As the moon is waxing this week, it is generally a good time for new beginnings, new projects, and more, with the exception of some business adventures, which in this case, it really depends more on your personal energy and charts. So you can check more into that. And if you have questions, I can look into it a little bit more deeply. But overall, with Mars and Pluto playing nice this week in their little trine, they are a power-packed duo, which can really mark a time for life-changing experiences. And this alliance will be at its strongest throughout the next week and a half or so. So just be knowing that life-changing things are happening. So that is my energy forecast. Stay awake and shine on.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
You are welcome.
That was fantastic. So Friday jumped out to me to just sort of reflect and get in that personal space. So that's good information to have. And so I'll go over to the solar flare update for you guys tonight. And we'll see here, we've had 35 solar flares since last Tuesday. And actually 7 of the M-class flares happened just today. So the strongest, you can see them there, some of the strongest solar flares of the week have come in the last 12 hours. So what this means to me is that the sun is starting to rev up. The solar activity is beginning to maximize, or at least continue to improve or energize, or just the sun is revving up, as I like to say. So keep an eye on that. You see here there are a numerous amount of sunspots on the sun, which is always a sign of lots of solar flares. Very rarely are there this many sunspots and no solar flares. So again, a sunspot is just a hole in the magnetic force of the sun, so that when there is a plasma reaction or a solar flare, the ions, the plasma from the sun, they don't get pulled back in, they get released out into space. And so spaceweather.com reports that a coronal mass ejection Earth collision is going to occur in succession with solar wind streams. You might think, CeLo, I don't know what that means. Well, okay. It means that look out for some aurora borealises, because when the wind streams hit the magnetic force of Earth, when they hit the atmosphere of Earth, the particles, the reaction from the sun's particles in the atmosphere create the aurora borealis, the beautiful green light that you'll see in Alaska, sometimes Michigan and the more northern states. And you'll see here in this chart, it actually does reach the upper peninsula of Michigan, Minnesota, I believe Washington is in there as well. You can see it revving up here. And so that is caused by the solar wind streams. So I believe that is my solar flare update for this week. Thank you all for listening. It's a pleasure to have you all with us, as always. So would you like to go to your card reading?
Yeah, I'm just cracking up. You must have said the word thrusting because it went down through the chat room.
I said thrusting. My bad.
Oh, goodness.
I don't think I said thrusting.
Maybe not. Maybe it was in the chat room. Anyway.
Autumn lurkers. Okay, if you guys are listening and you're hanging out on the website, it's super easy to enter the chat room. And those people don't bite very hard.
No, it is so much fun in there. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, so I'm just going to click latest Shantastic Shine card reading.
Awesome.
Right on the front page of ProjectBreamLife.com.
Yeah, it's a good one too. I'm really excited to be sharing this. Awesome. All right. So this week's reading, I used my Angel Dreams deck because I just got it and it is quickly becoming my favorite. And it's generally showing us that we had a lot of shifts in consciousness. The first card is the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly card appears to remind us that we're all going through a transformation at this time. Everything we thought we knew and even know now is somewhat of an illusion. It is important that we look deep within ourselves to find our divine purpose and allow the magic to come to life. When we expand our minds frequently, we are also expanding psychically. So do not allow the illusion to hold you back. And it's important to remember that nothing is set in stone, and also nothing will change until you're ready for it to do so. But you can change your life. This is an important card for me personally, as the reader, because I've been going through a lot of transformations and I can feel it within everyone else, especially doing a lot of intuitive readings for people lately. We're all going through this shift, so know that everyone you talk to is shifting in some way. The Dragonfly is also the sign of light, so be sure to reach for that inner light and let your magic shine. You're gifted it by the divine to show others how to also transform at this time. Which leads us to our center card, the Dolphin. The Dolphin represents cosmic consciousness. Be sure to take time to just sit, relax, and breathe. Be aware of your breath and meditate on your own personal transformation, as well as the beings of others who are going through this change as well. Maybe you need Selomon's Welcome to Meditation CD to do this. But it's also just good to tap into the collective consciousness and fill yourself with knowledge, love, and power as you manifest your world into existence. It's also a good time for us all to be looking into more sacred geometry, examine it, understand it, because it is a building block of our dimension and growth. By expanding your knowledge of it and its creation, you'll then be able to imagine figures and shapes forming into new ideas and even things that you're manifesting into your daily life. Everything is interconnected, so make sure you tune into those connections. And speaking of connections, our third card is the Passed Over Loved Ones card, which shows itself as a reminder that those we love that have seemed to have been lost are actually nearer than ever. They're wrapping us all in a beautiful light to help us ascend to the next dimension where they will be able to connect with us more freely. As a medium growing into my own abilities, I can truly say that right now the veil has seemed thinner than ever as so many loved ones are connecting and reaching out in different ways. Just know that many loved ones are pulling strings hard in the spirit realm and in the physical realm for everyone right now. And they send you unconditional love, strength, support, and guidance to move forward in these transitional times. It's also a really good reminder that it's time to forgive all those that you've lost, be it someone that's crossed over or someone who has simply left your life at this time. Because by giving the forgiveness to all the grudges that you may be holding, it will allow you to grow faster as weights will lift from your shoulders and from your past, making more room in your subconscious to grow in more positive ways. If you're having trouble with forgiveness, try calling upon Archangel Azrael, who is really good at helping with those connections and just making them more positive. Connecting with your ancestors is important as they hold wisdom and ties that may better explain the experiences of your daily lives. So just in general, this week's card reading is just a reminder to all of us that we are all changing all the time. We're all connected to the cosmic consciousness. And those that we think we've lost are not very far at all. And they are helping you every single day in all kinds of ways. And that's my card reading this week. And it really is a touching one for myself. So I hope that it helps all of you as much as it helped me.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Wow, it's been a beautiful episode.
Yeah.
You know, a little sad that we couldn't have the realist, but I believe that, you know, the way that we're going to have him on next month is going to be much more epic. And, you know, it's important for us to tell you guys about all these updates and things that we're going through, because we want to keep you in the loop, you know.
For sure. And I enjoy having podcasts sometimes when it's just us able to connect with you guys, as much as I really enjoy having people to interview. But I think that it'll be, like you said, much better to have the Realist Idealist on one of our production shows. So.
Yeah.
Stumbling over words today.
It's okay. Yeah. So, any more from me? I would just like to say that I'm very honored to be here on Earth with all of you guys, and you know, I may get grumpy butt sometimes.
He doesn't really get that grumpy. I don't know what he's talking about.
You know, sometimes I get really frustrated, and a big thing that's hard for me is non-judgment, and you know, just allowing to see people as equal, and you know, even if they're not on the same path as me, they're still on the right path. They're still just as enlightened as anybody else. And so I've been working on trying to see other people as being enlightened and myself as not being enlightened, like somebody said.
Yeah, actually I heard a podcast today while I was working my muggle job that said to see everyone as yourself and a piece of you. And if you don't like something about someone, you most likely don't like that aspect of you, and it's being shown to you to get past it.
Yeah, that's definitely something that will help a lot.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You know, beyond that, honestly, if you know me and you know my heart, it is very pure and just very humbled to be here on Earth and to just be here with all of you guys, because all of you guys are so beautiful, and all you girls are so magical, and you know, I like it here, and I like being on Earth, and the struggle can be very difficult at times, but you know, it's worth it, and it's worth the work, and I see you guys there. I see you guys there. I see you with me. I see you struggling with the same things as me. So we're all in this together, and it feels really good to know that you guys are there in the chat room, and you're just so amazing. And I just wanted to say that and tell you that I love you.
I love you too. But I think that, like you said, it was a good podcast, and I'm excited to go eat some foods and watch some Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, that's it for me, guys.
Stay awake and channel always. We hope to see you next week.
Bye.
Much love.
Boom.